Hey YouTube, and welcome back to my channel. This is going to be my first ever story time, and this is going to be about my first ever tattoo. So I guess like that's good or whatever. I don't know how many other people it was like, but like my first tattoo was like your first time having sex. Like it was awful. I hated it. I did not ever want to do it again. I do blame my best friend for talking me into getting my first tattoo. Oh, I wanted to show you guys the shirt I got. Well, the shirt that Craig got me technically. But I know I just did the 90s tutorial video not too long ago, and I have really been in a 90s mood. So this is my shirt, you guys, and it is all of the 90s cartoon characters. So we got a couple of, I'm not going to name everybody, but y'all know who these are. It's a lot of them missing, but basically we got a lot of them here. So I thought this was super cute, and I got it from Walmart in like the boys section or whatever. So yeah, that's that. Okay, so back to the actual story time. So my first ever tattoo was a couple of months ago. I believe it might have been in like October. I don't remember. It feels like years ago, but it was only months ago. So I had never had a tattoo, never wanted a tattoo. My brother is tatted from head to toe. My friends are tatted. So many people have tried to get me to get matching tattoos with them, and I was just not for the shits. Basically, I did not plan on getting a tattoo this day. This day was girls' night meetup. How you go with your girls, have dinner, blah, blah, blah. I had been to this tattoo and piercing shop before with her, and we had got piercings together, and I needed to go switch out my ring. So I was like, I'm gonna go up there to go switch out my ring. She's like, okay, I'll meet you up there, and then we'll go out and get something to eat. That was the plan. And okay, it's perfect. She got there like right after I got my ring switched out. So I'm like, yeah, whew, timing was perfect. What? On the money. So I get outside and I'm like, I'm like, hey girl, what you wanna go do? What you wanna go eat? And she's like, I ain't really hungry. And I'm like, me neither, not really. I was starving, y'all, fat as shit. I wanted to eat. She like, let's get a tattoo. I'm like, where is this coming from? Like, nobody wanted to get tattoos tonight. Nobody said, let's get tattoos tonight. It was not tattoo night. Like, we already here. If I say no, I'm gonna look like a punk. So she wanted to get a tattoo, and her reasons were legit. She wanted to get one in honor of her brother. We finally go into the tattoo parlor, which is actually, it's so weird how it's set up, because I'm not gonna say the name of the tattoo place, because I don't want to get like, I don't want to get sued for like slander or whatever, but even though it's the truth what I'm going to say. So it's the piercing place, a pizza shop, and then the tattoo place, but the piercing and tattoo place are together. I guess they didn't have enough money to rent out, or the pizza place wasn't moving. They were like, look, we got our place, we're not going nowhere. And so they had to rent out the two storefronts and be separated by a pizza place. This should have been strike one. Now we get into the tattoo place, and customer service is no. When I tell y'all, we in there like, hi, how are you guys? Blah, blah, blah. Now, when me and my best friend together, nobody is for the shits. Like, they not for our hyperactive asses. So, we are used to people kind of being taken aback by our greetings or our personas. We're used to it, whatever. But when I tell y'all, these people act like we weren't paying customers or something. We're just like, hi, how are you guys? Good, you know, could we possibly get tattoos today? Like, yeah, cool, sure, whatever. The girl who does the tattoos is on lunch right now. Mind you, they always on lunch. Burger King wrappers everywhere. They coloring and shit, doing puzzles on the table. Nobody's working. That's cool, whatever, laid back type place. It's a tattoo parlor, what you expect? So we're waiting. We're like, in my mind, I'm like, damn, it's like 2 or 3 people. Why they can't do it? But I guess only she was working that night. Whatever. So we waiting for the tattoo girl to come back. We waiting. Half an hour go by. We got our concepts in our head. We really working it. We looking up fonts. We really feeling it. So we got her whole idea set out. She wanted a very small one, I believe, on her like forearm here. And it was very small script. And she showed the girl the picture, and she said, oh, that's not doable. It's too small. It would just like bleed all together. And that makes sense, and it would have made sense if we had not shown her a picture of an actual tattoo. Like, it's doable, you just can't do it. So we like, okay, whatever, blow it up a little bit. She blew it up like 5 times the size, for real. Covered the whole thing. Like, whatever, fuck it. Now, skirt, hold up, disclaimer. There will be times during this story where you will be like, that should have been a warning. That should have been a flag. Y'all should have known. Y'all stupid. Just don't. Hold your peace. Don't do it. Shut up. I don't care. This is what happened. It happened already. We don't need your input. You weren't there then. Don't be there now. Yeah, basically, the tattoo was a lot bigger than she wanted it, but she had settled on it. So the girl goes back, draws it up. Takes her like another half fucking hour. So we go in the back, and my best friend is getting tattooed. Now, I noticed when she was getting tattooed that the girl was going over the writing what seemed to be too many times. My best friend wasn't bleeding or nothing now. So, like maybe, like, my mind, I was like, that seemed like a lot of time. But you know what? My expertise, it goes as far as watching Miami Ink. And so I was like, I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. She's a professional. Maybe like they actually do have to go over it this many times. But what it looked like to me was she wasn't picking up enough ink, so she had to keep going back in and going over it. After she got done her tattoo, which literally took like no time at all. It took like 30 minutes to get her tattoo done. It was only a couple of letters. We go back out into the waiting room because she has to sketch my tattoo. Now, my tattoo was supposed to be an elephant head, and it was supposed to have kind of like Indian influence. You guys know, the typical elephant. If I can find a picture of what I wanted, I will insert it right here, because I did show her a picture of what I wanted it to look like, but I wanted her to change it and make it unique to me. When I showed her that, she was like, oh, I don't really want to do someone else's artwork, da, 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 da. And I was like, I'm not telling you to do somebody else's artwork. I'm telling you, this is the concept. I need you to tweak it, put my personality in it, and do the fucking tattoo. But she was just like so against doing what the customer wanted. It was so crazy to me. Now, I understand if I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna get my boyfriend name when we've been dating for 3 months. Talk me out of it by all means. But if I tell you and I show you this is what I want, I tell you the concept, I tell you what it means to me, I tell you why I want this, I thought of this. This is my first tattoo. Like, give me what I wanted. I'm telling y'all, like, she had every excuse in the book as to why she couldn't do what I asked her to do. She had to redraw my shit like 10 times because I'm not about to... Hold on, y'all, this is crazy. Okay, my bad. I had to take a call. Where was I? Oh yeah, so she had to redo my shit a couple of times because every time she came back and it wasn't what I wanted, I sent her ass back. Like, no, this is not right, this is not right, this is not right. She first came out, it was like some bullshit, like hearts on the elephant and butterfly ears, and the elephant looked like something out of a kid's cartoon. Like, it looked like a fairy Dumbo, and I was like, that is not my personality at all, miss. But at the same time, I'm trying to still be a good customer because it's getting late at this point. Now, I'm gonna say this. I feel like she took a long time to just do like the simplest things, and that's why I got so late, because she didn't start my tattoo until going on like 10:30. Mind you, I think they closed at 11. So it's already like everybody else gone. Like the Lollygag gang, they gone for the night. And I'm just like, oh, I'm sorry, you have to stay late and do the tattoo. And she's like, no, I'm gonna get it right. I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. You guys were here, blah, blah, blah. Like, she's really sweet. But at the same time, she's rushing through things. And I'm noticing she's rushing through things and she's forgetting simple shit. So she starts my tattoo. Now I'm nervous because I'm a wimp. And I have sensitive skin, so I'm nervous. Now, before we started, she told me that she wasn't going to just do black ink. She wasn't just going to shade with black and all that. She was going to throw some grays, some blues, and some whites in there. She was going to make it top notch. And I'm like, damn, thank you. When she said this, I assumed she knew how to fucking shade. Because when I'm thinking grays, blues, whites, I'm like, she about to do some dimensional shit, you know? No. She ain't know what the fuck she was doing. She did the outline. Now, the outline hurt like a motherfucker. And the reason it hurt like a motherfucker is because, again, she had to keep picking up ink and then going back in over it. I don't know if that's how it does. This is my first tattoo. This is my first tattoo artist I've ever worked with. So maybe you guys can comment below if that's how you're supposed to do it. But when I tell you this woman was picking up this much fucking ink and going back in every couple seconds to redo a part, I was like, I just feel like it's unnecessary. Like, I've seen people do tattoos, like I've seen videos. I've never seen anyone go back over stuff over and over again. But that and the mind-numbing pain of being right on my vein, I just was like, whatever, just do the tattoo, get it over with. The tattoo looked really nice with just the black. I was like, okay, she did it, she doing it, whatever, she doing a good thing. Then she went in with some of the grays and did some shading. It was looking really nice, really nice. It wasn't until she did the highlights with the white, and I had told her, I was like, white ain't about to show up on my arm. And she was like, no, it might not show up at first, but when you come back and get it redone, retouched up, like, it's gonna look good once it heals and you can get it retouched up if it fades. And so I'm thinking, I gotta come back. Like, that's my first thought. I gotta come back. Like, this is not that big of a tattoo. Why do I have to come back? She's doing the highlights. She's going over the black parts with the white. And I'm like, doesn't that defeat the purpose? Okay, whatever. Maybe she knows something I don't in the healing process. I know. Strike two. I know. Then she missed a spot, and I was like, you missed a spot. But then, like, she went right to it, and I was like, oh, okay, you know what you're doing, girl. You got it. Because I felt as though, like, I had already complained a lot, like, and questioned a lot. And maybe, like, I know you're supposed to question. You're supposed to question. But when I tell y'all, like, I was questioning, but then I was like, ugh, maybe I'm being one of those people. Maybe I shouldn't question her. This is my first tattoo. She's been tattooing, she said, for 17 years. And so that was that. I'm going to insert some pictures of my healing process, and y'all tell me if these look normal to y'all when I put those in a little bit later. So that is like the red flags about the tattooing. I'm gonna tell y'all some red flags about her character. And you know what? I'm a part of the Let Motherfuckers Live coalition. I believe that people have a right to be whoever they want to be, but that don't mean you don't have a right to think some shit. So I'm gonna tell y'all the shit I thought. When we first saw homegirl, she had some tattoos. She had a lot of tattoos. They were mostly faded, but she seemed like she had them for a long time. I think she did some tattoos herself. And she was a little chatty. She was chit-chatty, but she was cool. There's only a couple of things that she was saying that was like a little iffy. So when she first like introduced herself and was talking and was introducing herself and her craft and all that good stuff, she was like, she cursed a lot. She cursed more than me. She cursed me more than me and my homegirl put together. Now she was all like, yeah, because this is a motherfucker don't clean his needles, or you don't see him and you asking for a new needle, and he don't show you this and he don't do that, he don't bring out some new ink. Fuck him, you get your ass out of there. Da 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 da. Bitch, fuck, bitch. She was going off, y'all, like unprompted, like no one asked her to do all of that, but she was passionate. So I was like, I like her. She's about sanitation. So yeah, she was a little vibrant thing. And then later on, she was just like, yeah, because I'm an ordained minister. And I was like, what church? Like, I had to actually ask her, like, what church, boo? Like, she was like, I was like, oh no, I asked her, of what faith? Because oh no, Christianity. And I was like, all right, you got it. You ain't the first, you ain't the first sinner in the church house, I'm sure. It was some funny, quirky parts in there too during my experience of my first tattoo. So I get the tattoo. It's going on like goddamn 12 o'clock by the time we get out of there. Now, Craig home sleep by this time. It's still a weeknight. I get home. I'm like, hey, babe. He like, what you do? I'm like, I got a tattoo. It was very vibrant at the time, very colorful. Now it's so faded. You would think I had this tattoo for years, and when I tell y'all, I took care of this tattoo. But it's the white in it that forced most of the black out. The white just erased a lot of the black once it healed. And y'all see that in the pictures too, where it looks like the black isn't there, the detail isn't there anymore, and it's because she put that white on top and she fucked the tattoo completely, y'all. The first night, everything felt like a blister. It just was hot. My tattoo literally was emanating heat. I could put my hand on and feel the heat. The whole thing was so hot and tight. It was literally pussing at one point, so I had to keep continuously washing and not wear sleeves because I didn't want the sleeve to stick to it. I think it was because she went over it so many times. Like when y'all see this picture, I'm gonna put the picture in here of when it started scabbing. What's going on? Like, I felt like my skin was literally falling off. I felt like that I wasn't gonna have no tattoo because the pieces, some of the scab pieces literally were coming off and there was no color underneath. And I knew that I wasn't picking at it. I wasn't doing anything. I did everything exactly to a T. The pieces were falling off by themselves. They were drying up and falling, but there was no color under the tattoo. I was like, I'm not gonna have a fucking tattoo. I was texting my best friend. I was like, does yours look like this? Mine's look like a fucking rotten tomato. It's so red. She was like, Brie, mine does not look like. Mind you, we got our tattoos at the exact same time. Hers never went through this process. And it went through the red tomato process. It did. She said it did get red, but that was only for like a day or two. Mine stayed that way for a couple of days, y'all, and it was hurting. It was heat. It was hurting. And it would go back and forth between being swollen and not being swollen. So I didn't know what was happening. It did end up healing regularly, I guess, but it looks so faded that I don't even want to, like, my Craig was like, go back to her. She said you had to go back and get touched up. Make her do it for free. Make her touch it up. It's her fault. It's this and that. If she couldn't get it right the first time when I was paying her, I don't want to risk going back to her, asking her, telling her to redo it because she fucked it up. I don't want to risk that. I don't want to risk it, because if she can't do it right when she getting guap, why would she do it right for free? This is about word of mouth. My best friend had gone here before and got her tattoo done, albeit she did not get it done by her, and I think that was strike, like, what we on, 4, 5, who fuck knows. I should not have gone to a tattoo artist and I did not know their work. That was my dumbness. That was my dumbness. But her tattoos look nice. The tattoos that were up in the parlor look nice. Her drawings look really nice. And I mean, what is tattooing but, you know, if the sketch looks good, I can ultimately assume that the tattoo would look good. You're tracing it. Like, how could you fuck it up? You're tracing it. I do partially deserve this shit of a tattoo. Like, I do. But I don't hate it. It's just not what it could be had she done what she was supposed to do. You know what I mean? Like, had she the execution been better, the outcome would be better. That's just about it for how I feel, you know, about my first tattoo story. I know there's to fail because of her not picking up enough ink, not knowing dark skin enough. And again, I should have went to someone who knows dark skin. As much as we want to try to pretend like we all are human beings, we're all the same and blah blah blah, we aren't. There's just some shit that I can't do that someone of lighter skin can do. We can stop being so fucking ambitious. Know your role. Ask questions. Stop being intimidated. Stop being a punk. Do questions. But if I think that I'm getting on someone's nerve, I'm gonna pull back. That's in every aspect of my life. I'm gonna joke with you if I think I'm getting on your nerves. I ain't joking with you no more. Point blank, period. You only gotta do it once. You only this one time. And you only gotta fuck me over one time. I'm not going back to that girl to get this fixed. Fuck her. Thank you so much for watching my first ever story time. I hope you like it. I do have a code. I give this a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. I love you guys so much. See you in my next video. Mwah.